Hey guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today we are going to be making a cute little fox using the Stitch Felt Create collection from Nicole Spohr and Spellbinders. This one I've already gone ahead and cut everything out of some orange felt that I already had in my stash. I'm using, I believe this is some Kunin Premium for this lighter color. Yeah. And that really cheap thin stuff that I do not like. You saw that on my last video. That was the deer. That is this Creativology, I think it is, from Michaels. So this is some really thin and it rips easily. So I went ahead and cut just the little paws. That's all I've cut out of it. Well, and I'm using it for my stuffing. So I've already cut those out and laid them in there for the areas that I want to have kind of fluffed up. So we're going to go ahead and start stitching all of our little pieces together. It's really easy once you get everything cut out and just look at the packaging to see what needs to be what color, and you are good to go. So what I'm working on here is another one of the Felt Stitch and Create from Spellbinders and Nicole Spohr. And I'm being gentle at the beginning because, of course, I don't want to lose the tail. First part you want to do, well, I already did the tail. Anyway, first part we're going to do is the face. We're going to attach the little face on, and then we can decorate that. We've got a little nose. We've got the little eyeballs so that we can add our little face on. So that's going to be super cute. And I'm basically just going to be doing a running stitch all the way around, attaching this piece, which is a lighter color, to my orange, which is the main big piece. Now this one you do two of, one for the front and one for the back. I actually did a couple more pieces smaller and trimmed them down. This is some felt that is really thin that I don't really like, so I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to use that as my stuffing, and I think that turned out pretty well on here. It gives a little bit of extra, a little bit of dimension, and it doesn't feel quite so flat, so I think that's going to be nice. So I'm just going to go around, and this is, like I said, this is just a running stitch. It's a really, really easy stitch to do. You basically go all the way around, equidistant little stitches, leaving the gaps, and then once you get all the way around, you go around again, filling in those gaps. That way you don't waste any of your thread, and yeah. And it looks good from both sides. Now this part doesn't really matter so much what it looks like on the back, but there's no real reason to do different kinds of stitches for different pieces, right? Just keep doing the same one and everything will look cohesive. It also helps if you poked out all of the little holes. But you don't actually have to have holes. The holes are basically just your guides to help you get everything nice and straight. So I did switch needles. I've been using basically a darning needle that has a blunt tip. This one is a sharper one. It does have a smaller hole, but that's because this felt doesn't have any holes in it because you have two of them, and one of them is the back. So they did not put holes to go around the face on this. So just know that you will probably need to use a sharper needle. I have to admit that this does go a little bit faster. I don't have to hunt for the holes nearly as much. So it probably would have been a better idea for me to use this sharper needle to begin with. Okay, so we've made it all the way around once. So next what we're going to do is we're going to come to the next stitch and we're going to start filling in all of those little gaps. And we're going to go around, just do the exact same thing that we just did. And those stitches just look so nice lined up like that. Okay, so we're almost done with this side. Just got a few more filling stitches. And we will have his little face part put on. There we go. So now we can add the mouth and glue on the little eyes. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch his little mouth. You can see the little holes there, which I did not see the first time around. Oh, by the way, I have already glued with hot glue his little nose and some bits onto his tail. So now I need to find... It's right about there. Find that little hole. Is that about right? It's actually, that's too high. Okay, I'm going to say that that is about right. We're going to just wing it. I'm going to use some red thread for the little mouth. And we're going to just do that same running stitch that we've been doing all along. And again, I am using a sharper needle, so it will go through both layers of felt, since this backing one does not have any holes in it, any guides for us. So next I'm going to do the little legs. This is real quick and easy, no stuffing involved. Yeah, you don't want to put any stuffing in these because they are just 2 layers. It's really, really small little things. So we're just going to stitch the 2 layers together. This gives them a little bit more stability using that running stitch. And then when I get done with the first time around, I'm going to tie it off at the end. So to finish it off, we do have to go back and fill in all the stitches. I'm starting at the top, right where I just finished, and I'm doing my stitch in between the 2 layers so I can tie it off again in between the layers. This helps to hide the end of the stitching, and it makes it look a lot more polished, a lot prettier. All I'm doing now is using that running stitch to fill in all of those little gaps, just like we've been doing for all of this. It's a real easy stitch. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. It just takes a little bit of practice to get everything lined up. Plus, all of the little holes in there are perfect guides to help you know exactly how far apart to put your stitches and how to make them stay in a perfectly straight row. So next I'm going to tie it off by stitching into the center only through 1 layer of felt and just tying it off again, making sure that that knot is going to be in between my layers. Next, I'm pulling out the hot glue again, just adding a little bit behind where I'm going to put my little cheeks, and I had also put it on underneath where I've got the eyes. Next, I'm taking out some black thread, and I'm going to give our little fox some eyelashes. So this is going to be a cute little girl fox. And for this one, I'm using a single strand of black floss, just doubled over. So it's going to be 2 layers thick, but it makes it real easy to add on those little lashes. You can add little things like this to any of your felt projects like that, just the same way that we would kind of draw on eyelashes when there's not eyelashes on a stamp. Isn't that face just so cute? Okay, now I'm using the hot glue again, and I'm adding the little feet piece onto the little feet of the little legs so we can start putting some more things together. Next, we're working on the ears. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I kind of got started on this before watching what Nicole recommended. So what she did on hers is that she added the outside piece of the ear and then finished, added that to the head and then did the other piece onto there. I hot glued the little inner piece of the ear onto mine before I watched it. So I'm just stitching everything together. So I'm doing it all as one bit. And I'm going to go forward and back, our same running stitch forward one direction, turn around after we get the ear on, and then go back, and then I'm going to add the other one to the other side. So the part that I'm doing right now is just the ears. I'm just attaching them to the back piece for the head, and then we'll stitch everything together after we're done. Okay, so now that we have the ears on, we can start assembling the head. Now, I did cut 2 pieces of that other felt that's going to act as my stuffing, so I've got that between the 2 layers. And now I'm going to stitch the 2 halves of our face, our head together, so the front to the back. And same running stitch. We're doing the same thing that we've been doing, just going all the way around. We're going to go all the way around the head, except we're going to leave a gap where our lighter color is for now. So just so you know. So we're going to go all the way around except for that bit, and then we will be attaching everything to the body. So now we're going to get the body ready, and to do that we first need to attach our little feet. Now on one of the dies there is this little row of this little curve of dots that were punched out, so I'm punching out as many of those as I can because I need to be able to see where to attach my little legs, right? So we're just going to attach that through those little dots, those little holes, and through our little legs, the top part of that, and we're just going to tack it on. Now the tops of our legs are basically not going to be seen anyway, so this doesn't have to be super clean, but I'm still going to be doing our running stitch and going back and forward, going both, filling in all those gaps because I want to make sure that this stays on well. So now that we've got the little legs tacked on, we're going to go ahead and start assembling the body. So we're going to be putting, the same way that we did the head, we're going to stitch the 2 pieces together with the extra felt that I cut in the center there. Okay, you don't want to go all the way around. You need to stop when you get to the area that you want to add his cute little tail. So I did stitch all the way around the bottom and up a little bit on the side, and now I'm just stitching the tail through. There's no guide holes for this. You just go straight through the tail. I'd say put about maybe 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of the tail into the body before you stitch it on. And he's gonna look so friggin' adorable. So after adding the tail on, I did go back around, finished up that round, went all the way around it again, and now I'm just going to add this little tuft of fur to the top of that neck. It covers up the top of the little legs so we don't see the stitching, and I think that this is just so cute, and it's just a little detail. It's those little details that matter so much on our cards, and it's going to matter so much on this little guy too. I think it just gives him so much character. He's so cute. Next, we're going to add the head onto the body. So we're doing kind of the same thing that we just did with the tail, where we tucked the tail into the body before stitching. So what we're doing now is we're tucking the body into the head. This is the part that I did not do on our little deer that I messed up. Anyway, this one turned out so much better because I actually did it right. Anyway, we tucked the body into the head, and we're just going to stitch along that line. And this is where we have the tan color, the lighter color of the fox's face. Now, if you used a different color of thread, I used orange for all of it, use the one that matches the face, and it's going to look pretty much seamless. I still think this little guy turned out so adorable, even though you can see the orange stitching. He is so stinking adorable. So what I did, because I'm making mine as an ornament, I've got this gold thread. This is actually some gold thread that has a wire in it. And I'm just threading that through one of my larger needles. And I'm going to run the needle through the top of his head, in between the two layers of his head, and then tie it off. And now it's going to be an ornament. This is going to give me something to hang it with. So that is going to finish up this video. I think this little guy turned out so cute. And here are the other two ornaments that I also made in this little mini series. Anyway, you guys want to see some more videos making felt ornaments? Check out this video. Bye guys.